Poppy K and her bookish thoughts, adventures with ogres and astronauts. Poppy K and her bookish thoughts. Poppy K, subscribe, like, comment and share.
Good morning. Well, I'm at work and I have started Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm 150 pages in. I'm 144, but 150 pages in, and it is giving Hunger Games vibes. We're following two POVs, Kai and Payden. Payden is a girl who lived on the streets and has been selected to take part in these games, which she was selected because she had previously saved the prince Kai, who is the second in line to the throne, in a fight in the streets. So she's been chosen as a thank you to take part in these games. He's also taking part. We're in a world where people have powers, different powers, and then there's also people who are ordinary who don't, and the king wants to get rid of the ordinaries. Now Payden is an ordinary, but she is posing as somebody with a power, and she says she's a psychic and uses things to prove her psychic abilities. So 150 pages in. This is the first, I think it's a trilogy. This was a TikTok book and I kept seeing it on my TikTok, so I thought, do you know what, it was £5 on Amazon. I picked it up, I thought why not. So I'm liking it so far. It's a nice little quick read from the Earth and Blood that I read the week before, but I'm still holding out judgment. I still don't know yet, so, but I'm having a good time so far. So I think it's sort of a bit like they're not enemies, but she's very reluctant to start anything, and I think he finds her alluring. So that's all I've got to say about that. I'll give you an update later on. Don't you hate it when you think you're not going to like a book and then you end up liking the book? I've literally just finished Powerless. It started off alright and it was kind of like an average okay read, and then from about a third of the way through, it started to get good. And then in the last third, it was, yeah, it means that I'm going to have to get the next one in July. So I will talk to you more about it, 'cause one is still processing, and I will talk to you about it tomorrow, because I need to go to bed and think about what I've just read. Yeah. Don't you hate it when that happens? You think, oh well, it might just be a read that one and not read the next one, but no. That ending. It wasn't until there's a twist and I was like, why didn't I see that? Anyway, right, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. It's Saturday. And I'm just getting ready to go to the gym. When I get back and I get showered and freshened up, I will talk about Powerless. But the next book that I'm reading, I thought I'd do two today this week, is The Witches at the End of the World by Chelsea Iverson. So this I picked up when I went to Waterstones a few weeks ago. I got this way before Christmas. I got this, and I got some classics, because I want to go back and read some classics. So I picked those up, and this was in there for £3. I didn't realise it was a TikTok book, but it was only £3, so I thought, why not? And I loved the cover. I mean, look at that cover. That's cool, isn't it? So that's what I'm going to be reading next, but I'm going to go to the gym first. So anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Well, I finished Powerless, as you saw in the video. I am on now just to do my little bit of a review and what I think of it. So, I think this book is written definitely for YA, for sure. Obviously, I am not the demographic it is going for. However, I did enjoy it. Some aspects I think could have been delved into a little bit deeper, but because it's YA, I don't think that's why it happened. We are following two characters, Payden and Kai, and the book is told in a dual POV, so you get a Payden chapter, a Kai chapter, a Payden chapter, a Kai chapter. So it sort of works through the story that way. Now, Payden, she basically lives on the streets, and she is a master at thievery, being a pickpocket, mischievous, whatever. She is really good at that, and she is really good at fighting. And Kai is the second in line to the throne. However, he is the king's protector, and he goes out and basically kills people that the king doesn't want around anymore. So Payden is going about her business, and she sees this guy and thinks, yeah, he looks like he might have a little bit of money. So she goes up to him and robs him. Then he ends up getting into an altercation. She's sort of within earshot of this, so she's like, what is going on? So she turns around and she goes back and helps out Kai, basically by fighting and stopping whatever has happened. She then finds out that Kai was the second in line to the throne, and as a reward for protecting him, or saving him. She has been invited to take part in a challenge. This challenge is like a tournament type thing, and they get different people coming in from all over the city and things like that to take part, a little bit like Hunger Games. Now, what the difference between Payden and these contestants are is that they have powers and she doesn't. There was a plague many hundreds of years ago, and it basically turned out that we have people with powers and people who are ordinaries. Payden is an ordinary, but in order to get by and not get exiled and taken off to a desert or basically be killed, she has honed her skill in observational or her observational skills, and she says that her power is being a psychic. So she's very observational. She sees things, you know, a little bit like, for example, let's say like in Ace Ventura where he sees the guano on the guy's foot, stuff like that. It's little things like that that she picks up on, and she can say, right, you've been to so and so and so and so, you're going to propose, or you've proposed to somebody, or you've done this or you've done that. The reason that she said that somebody had proposed to somebody is because they had dirt on their knees, and obviously you get on your knee to propose, don't you? So there were all sorts of things like that. So she is now in this tournament, which is very much like Hunger Games. Now, my only thing about this book is the fact that each contestant obviously has a different skill set. I think, personally, we could have explored those skill sets a little bit more. But, as I say, whether or not it's because it's YA, I don't know. But I think it would have been nice to explore those a little bit more and to use them in the games a little bit more, because they just seem to have been mentioned and then there wasn't very much after that. However, having said that, it gripped me and I enjoyed reading it. It's, as I say, it's only very similar to Hunger Games. It isn't Hunger Games at all. There are very different aspects to this. But the end of this book, my God, the end of this book, I can't even say anything because I really don't want to spoil it for you, but the twist, I don't know how I missed it, but there is a twist, and now I need to know what's going to happen in the next book. So the next book is Restless, I think. So that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I did enjoy it. As I say, it was a nice quick read, and the actual book itself is very pretty, and then you have these sort of details on the inside, so you've got like the flowers things, so you can see that all the way through. So very good, and enjoyed that a lot. So the next book I read was The Witches at the End of the World by Chelsea Iverson, and this book I picked up from the works. It was only £3. I picked it up. I didn't actually realise, I think it is a TikTok book, I'm not sure. I haven't really seen it on TikTok, but when I put it into Goodreads it said it was a TikTok book. But anyway, we are following two sisters who are witches. Their mother was burnt because she was a witch. They have moved into a little cabin in the woods, and one of the sisters decides, do you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and runs away and leaves the other sister on her own. So the sister that has run away wants to go away and just have a normal life. The sister who is left on her own feels very much pissed off, I should say, really, that her sister has gone off and left her on her own. So she conjures up a curse, and this curse, she just wanted it to do like a few little bits and pieces, but this curse is bigger than she had expected, because she is actually quite a powerful witch. So the other sister, who's at home, you know, she's creating a life for herself in the home, blah 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 blah, and this curse starts to happen. So the other sister, who's left on her own, wants, is it Mina? She wants to come back to try and find her sister and say, look, I'm really sorry about what I've done, yada da da, just come back and we'll just carry on as normal. Well, she finds her sister, and her sister's like, no, I'm happy here, go away, blah, 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 blah. Her sister's married, sister's got a baby and things like that, and then this curse starts taking its effect, and Mina, who cast the curse, is trying to reverse it because she really does want her sister to be happy, and she feels terrible that she's done this. And then in the end we sort of find out what actually happens. I'm not going to tell you, because if I would definitely recommend this book. I mean, look at that cover for a start. That's why I actually picked it up, and it isn't very long. I mean, the writing's pretty normal. It's 392 pages. The way that this is written is the prose, it's poetic, it's atmospheric, it is everything you want a witchy book to be. And for that reason, I am going to send this book to Mum. So Mum, you'll be getting this book soon, because now this is one I really do think you will like. But yeah, so I loved that book too, and I gave it, did I give it 4 stars? I gave it 4 stars. Loved it. And I gave Powerless 4 stars as well, I think. It was going to be a 3, and then it turned out to be pretty good. So that's my reading vlog for this week. I have started a book on my Kindle. Wait there. I'm trying to catch up, like, with my NetGalley and stuff like that, and I have picked up a book. It's the same author who wrote A Dowry of Blood, S.T. Gibson, and it is An Education in Malice. So that is what I'm reading, ready for next week. So I'm going to read this on my sprints this evening, which is Tuesday. So I'm going to see if I can get that read on my sprints, and I'm going to start next week House of Sky and Breath. So that will be next week's vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you have read any of the books that I have read, I would love to hear your thoughts, your feelings. And if you are going to pick these books up, then please let me know. I would love to have a little chat in the comment section below. So thank you so much. You have a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!